Well, I suppose after the morning where we find the backpack murdered, we continue on.
Well, can I just say, I'm starting
Yes.
to wonder if maybe something's following us, guys.
You think so?
You mean back when I warned us that sleeping out in the open in this place that the patrol came through might have somebody after us?
I've noticed there's a lot of tampering with food been going on from place to place.
The one time? You mean literally this one instance of it?
Well, no, I also think back to the caravans we found and the food there had been messed with.
Well, the food actually hadn't been messed with until the wyvern tried to open up a thing of it.
Do you think the attack may have been the goblins?
I think it might have been.
So you think the goblins murdered a wyvern?
No,
I think they
think
incidentally poisoned it by accident.
So
Yeah,
you
I
think the
think they
goblins
poisoned
shot the people through the head, pinpoint with arrows or crossbows? I can't remember. Sorry, and then poisoned a wyvern incidentally or accidentally.
Right, they
What?
poisoned the food and left it for others to find, and the wyvern got to it first.
Yeah, they poison the food, leave it there for them to find, put the arrows in them so it looks like an act of war.
So they
The
poisoned the
wyvern
food.
is just incidental.
So they poisoned the food and then packaged it back into boxes so that the wyvern could then try to crack open a box with its mouth, eat it, and die.
No, they poisoned the people. They poisoned the people, okay? They shot the people with the arrows to make it look like an act of war. And then the wyvern is just an accident that happened along the way.
Right, but that supposition then indicates that they did not mess with the food at all. Which then goes back on itself to eliminate
how
the
do you
entire...
think they poisoned the people in the first place?
With the arrow, the crossbow bolts that they shot them with. They probably had poison on them. Or feces, for that matter. What do you think? It sounds more like a goblin? That they coated the arrows with poison? Or they thought long-term about poisoning the people's food that was in crates, by the way?
There could have been someone smarter giving them orders.
Right, the same person that thought stand toe-to-toe with a dragonborn in a sword fight when everyone was dying around him.
It may not have been him.
Really seems like they're running on genius fumes here.
Well, we're not saying they're overly intelligent. Maybe maybe they stumbled into the plan ass backwards. I don't know. Here's the thing, though. I don't think any of this is coincidence. I think we picked something up back there.
Just going back around to my argument. My argument isn't that the people weren't poisoned. I'm the one that said they were poisoned. I'm saying that their food wasn't tampered with. I think it's highly unlikely that the goblins tampered with the food. I think it's more likely that the goblins poisoned them by shitting on their own arrows.
Helper, tonight would you like to try to set an ambush for whatever might be messing with us?
I'm thinking, Red, that might be a good idea.
Then I think we're going to have some fun tonight.
You didn't have fun yesterday?
We'll have even more fun now.
I don't think I could have more fun.
He can't handle the fun. But we are in a new area. Let's go ahead and explore it.
Mm-hmm. Survival and investigation checks, please.
Let's see them.
I'll point out, you guys have not wanted for food this whole time. On the other hand, the investigations have gone wanting. By the way...
Would you care to take over?
I can't. You can't do both. I can only do one or the other.
I'm aware of that. I'm saying, would you like to start trying?
My investigation is too worse than my survival. That's why I'm doing survival. I think
we're all terrible at it.
Well, I thought Kix was as good at investigation as I was.
Right, we are all rocking the same bonus here.
Yeah, you don't find anything in that hex because you didn't find any clues, anything important. Doesn't mean the hex is not maybe something there. It's just that you did with that roll, that 8, you didn't clear it. But survival meant that you also didn't encounter any creatures or anything that would attack you.
Oh, I thought that was my gathering food roll.
No, that's when you do camping.
Oh, okay.
Survival is to avoid combat, or that's why when you encounter the goblins, you did a survival roll and you had the drop on them, at least originally.
So
because you spotted them before they spotted you.
So Kix assisted with the investigation, right?
Yes.
Right. So we had a critical success on the investigation.
Okay, well then, yeah, you didn't find anything.
Well, I was just wondering to myself, why didn't Kix roll anything? And then I remembered, all right, Kix assists every time, so that's why.
Yeah, like the same way your owl.
Yeah,
assists.
this is hilly territory. You haven't found anything important here,
All right,
Mhm.
and of course, you got to camp again.
that's right. Just going through everything in my head, step by step. That's all.
And then for tonight, we will do the camping. But Alpert, I would suggest perhaps I'll go ahead and be bait because I know that'll amuse you at least a little bit, and you will keep watch for the ambush.
That sounds like an excellent idea.
In that case, instead of my primary action being perception, I'm going to have to choose something else. I'll go ahead and try to cook everybody.
Okay.
Would that be a wisdom or an intelligence roll?
Yeah, whichever is higher, so you.
Hey, I'm actually not that bad.
Okay.
You didn't poison us.
No, actually, everybody. Well, hold on to that moment because you have to sort of process the food, and so at the end of the rest, you get the bonus. But Halpert, what are you going to do? You're going to do a perception check?
I'm going to go. No, I'm going to go ahead and do my stealth to camouflage things.
Okay.
And I will.
You do know if you're doing the stealth, that means you're not keeping watch, right?
I'm not keeping watch.
Right. The idea would be that you keep watch specifically so you can ambush people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one or the other.
I mean, you can use that stealth roll. Well, perception. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the in the middle of the night, the first thing you see is a pair of yellow eyes that's reflected from the embers of your campfire, and something sort of coming up, and it's rather large, especially for you, with a long snout, fairy, 4 legs, instead of going low in your direction. When it comes into your area of vision, it's a wolf. It's a long wolf, basically. Rather large wolf, because wolves are very large, especially for gnomes. But it's a wolf, sort of sniffing the air, looking for some kind of food or something, apparently. Heading in your direction. But it's not heading straight on. It's sort of like, sort of searching and looking for a place where it can, go in and it's sort of ascertaining. It's hesitant in its approach, right?
I'm gonna offer it one of my rations. Gonna try to tempt it over with one of my rations. Animal handling?
Yes. It gets closer, but not too close. It's weary. It's keeping its distance. It can smell the food that you're offering, but it's like,
All right, well then I'm gonna gently toss the rations towards it onto the ground.
It sniffs it, grabs it, and sort of pulls back a little bit, but keeping eye contact with you, so eating and like a dog when it's defending its food, is like guarding its food, like guarding behavior. It looks at you and eats and finishes, and it's like it just stays there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit there, hands outstretched, obviously not being a threat, and I'm just going to let it be, let it do its thing.
After a little while, since you don't offer any more food, but you're watching it, it sort of wanders away.
I guess I go back to watch then.
Yeah, and nothing else happens. The wolf probably will explain why the bags were torn open in the first place.
Yeah.
Well, it's a talking wolf. Man, you should have spent more time with that wolf.
Talking?
Yeah, he's going to explain everything. How else we do it? It's the meow of wolves. Wolves. You don't get it? You said he's going to explain it. He's going to explain it because he's talking to us, Lessons.
I got it. I'm growing.
Well, no, yeah, but Lessons is just like... Lessons doesn't have, that's a bad joke written on his face. He has, I don't get it written on his face.
Yeah. He would, explain why it is that, yeah. Okay. Never mind. And morning comes.
And my second point, I clearly wasn't paying attention when Griff was writing his path out with that line, because I don't understand how he went 2 to one side and went back down towards the river.
No, because you're doing the circle around.
Right, I thought he was saying something like, that or something. I don't know why we go this way and then jump down.
No, you're supposed to be here. I don't know. You're going down after you're resting here.
I didn't put us there. I assume that the Griff was controlling it, so he was.
No.
Unfortunately, during the wolf will explain it joke, Griff went be right back or whatever, so he can't tell us what's going on.
Yeah. Let's say that you're there until.
Well, hold on, he's back. Griff, we need you to explain why you moved the token down into the river again.
Oh, because that was the way I thought we were going.
Why would we go from the river to the plains and then back down to the river?
Just to clear out more area. But if you guys want to move there instead, that's fine. I'm not gonna argue.
Well, no, that's where we just were. There. It's not an argument. It's just I'm confused because if we were on a river, wouldn't we just follow the river and then head up?
That's what I was doing.
Well, the pin was
following the river.
No, the pin is where we are right now. The pin was in the plains, meaning that we went to the plains and then went down to the river again.
Well, we did move here, and then the pin appeared here, and I'm not sure why.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking like Lessons was going to move it later, and he didn't.
All right. So the pin should be down where we were, and now a pin should be where we're at.
Right. Yes. Now we're going to go to the new place.
I said I wasn't paying attention when you drew the lines out, but I was very confused by. Let's leave the river to go to plains. Now let's go back to the river. I feel like...
yeah, no, I was trying to do the smart thing.
I feel like Griffin was making up for a game featuring giant robots that we were once in. Where the river is a mystery.
Okay. So where are you going to go next?
Well, yeah, we need a pin down here.
Yeah, just a moment.
Well, when you say something, I think we're moving on, so that's why I just want to make sure.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I'm worried.
So
worried, Lessons. I'm always worried. Not about my personal safety, but about everything else.
Yeah. Let's put the pin on this side of the river to make sure that you guys haven't crossed it yet. So, yeah.
All right. And then we move to this X then.
Just give me a moment.
Yep, bringing up a new pin.
A little more interesting than that, I think.
It seems like you would just copy the pin you already had.
Well, I think he's pulling up the iron mine.
Well, no. I mean, for this one here. Because that one needs a pin, too.
Yeah.
So he would bring up the iron mine, the place that we already were, that wasn't the iron mine. Unless he has a pin that says Talking Wolf.
Okay, let me...
if there was a pin Talking Wolf, then I feel like
we need to find that wolf.
Yeah. That would also explain why he couldn't figure out it was a joke, because he's like, it was a talking wolf.
You're going... Okay, so yeah.
We went this way, and then up this way, and that's the one where a pin should have been, and now we're going further on.
Yeah. Okay, so you...
I want to cast a spell.
Talk to darkness. Let there be death.
I want to cast magic missile at the darkness.
There's girls there. Again, I want to do them.
So roll for me. You're at the edge of the forest. Make the appropriate rolls: survival and investigation.
Well, the rolls are starting to even out again.
Yeah.
You don't. Again, I'm not going to put a pin there because your investigation was very low. But your survival, you didn't counter anything. So there could be something there, but you didn't find this.
So I like the way we could phrase this now. The survival checks are why we're not earning as much XP as we could be.
I mean, survival can actually allow you to find something if there's something, like an encounter.
Yeah. And
investigation is finding locations.
Right, that's what I'm saying. If I was failing more survival checks, we'd be getting into more fights. And D&D being a game about fighting is experience. So the reason that we're not leveling as fast is because I'm too good at survival checks. Maybe we should switch jobs, Nick.
You know what?
Well, that implies that the only way you would get encounters is that you would get ambushed. Me being a tricky GM.
Well, not even that.
You actually did a survival roll, and actually you found the goblins before they found you, so that actually is false.
See, that's not even a point I was making. You've exposed the man behind the curtain.
Nah, doesn't really matter.
Well, in
It's all
which case,
jokes
though,
anyway.
we have been all around the Great Tree, and we have not actually found the mine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we haven't fully explored this 6-kilometer time. I don't know how big this is. We haven't fully explored this area that we're in, so maybe we should spend another day just to be
which
certain.
is going to be my next suggestion. We start spending time until we can feel that we've explored everything, and then we try to circle back around.
Well, you spend one day doing that. You'll have to rest and spend another day doing that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of things when resting, I did make that food that one time. Should we go ahead and roll for that?
If you're gonna cook it, yeah. Oh, everybody
I mean,
roll
the bonus for having
yeah.
cooked.
Okay, everybody roll 1d4 plus your con modifier in temporary hit points.
Oh, is it plus con
Plus
modifier?
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7. So I will have 7 temporary hit points.
What is my
6.
Nice.
-1?
You can
So
always,
roll a 1. Oh no, it's -1. Never mind. Oh, there you go.
cannot-
I told you to do it. You did it. You're a good man.
yeah.
Good man, Charlie Brown.
So that was a hearty meal. So yeah, you have that temporary hit points.
So you have 0 temporary. I was hoping you were saying that you had like a -2 or something, so you could roll a 1 and then be killed by his meal.
No, you will never be killed by this unless No, actually, I would.
It would be hilarious, would you?
One hit.
It would.
You roll a 1. You have a -2 modifier, which means you get -1 hit point. And if you're next to death, you eat his food and die.
100% worth it.
Just for the story, just so your next character can hear the story.
Right.
Okay.
So when we go camping, I will go on watch, and I have an 18 this time.
Okay.
Hicks actually stays awake this time. And we got plenty of food.
Mm-hmm.
And we're hidden. Ish.
Yeah, let's see if.
I mean, it's better than I think the passive perception of a goblin, but maybe not an animal. So if that talking wolf is after us, then
Yeah.
I mean, you fed it. Animals, you typically come back when you feed them.
Yep.
Yeah,
Maybe he'll say hi.
He kicks. In the middle of the night, again, you see well, actually, you don't have dark vision, do you?
No, I don't. I guess I
But
would
you-
see like something in the like edge of the campfire light or something.
And you first you hear it. You hear sort of a rustle,
Mhm.
and then sort of a looming shape, very large shape. Well, not as large to you as it would be to Halpernit. And coming in, and sort of you hear like shuffling, like somebody sniffing the air or something.
Right.
In your general direction. What do you do?
I will go ahead, start to stand up with my armor because I'm actually on watch and awake. Put up the shield and just kind of like call out and say, "Whatever animal you are out there, this isn't for you."
You hear a bit of a growl, and maybe mixed with a whimper. And after a minute or so, you hear like something running off.
Okay. Yeah, I scared it off just by making some noise. Perfectly fine. I'll go ahead and just sit right back down.
And the night passes.
Mhm.
So in the next morning,
Yeah, now we get to
you-
attempt to search again.
Tell us about that.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I want to tell you guys. By the way, the other night while I was on watch, there was a wolf that came over and he had a little snack and he sat with me and he went away.
Oh, so you fed the animal. I guess that's why it continues to follow us then. It was here last night as well.
Weren't you ever a child? Didn't you ever want a puppy?
Can I make
Why?
a nature
I have my
check?
stealth.
yes.
Seems natural to me. Who the fuck knows? You know, whatever thoughts I was actually having about the subject, just forget them. Let's move on.
I'll have you know I had a cat.
I think with one crit fail, the character was wrong. 2 crit fails, fuck it, I'm wrong.
Yeah,
There's a guy named Russell.
Wow.
Whatever you were thinking about,
Not even gonna say it.
It doesn't even matter anymore.
2 crit fails wrong.
You just immediately get distracted again. Oh, would I be a dog person or a cat person?
So, morning comes, you're still in the hex. What are you going to do?
Time to try to find stuff again. We'll comment even better this time.
What is it with the double same thing?
You're doing great.
I mean, nobody else is doing
Right.
as much. Look, it's
So,
double
yeah.
17s, double 6s, double 15s, all my rolls.
So, yeah, you're getting assistance. So, 14. Yeah, 14. Yeah, you don't find anything in this hex other than, rolling terrain.
Okay.
Maybe you find the tracks of the wolf as it sped off and you see them in the frost. Right? It's the only thing.
Hey guys, we're outside.
What?
So let's
I'm sorry, let's not skip that. What? Is that just an Are you having a stroke?
I think Halpert has been too far away from people who could pickpocket. It's starting to affect his psyche.
We're outside. This is what, a week into the journey? More than a week?
Yeah, about 5 or 6 days, yeah.
Yeah, it's been 6 days.
Hey,
This
this is the kind of thing that's going to give me an aneurysm in character. Hey, I'm gonna walking along, I'm just going to fall over and collapse. Hey guys, we're outside.
I mean, it's an accurate assessment of the situation. I'll give it that much. So yeah, you're outside. What are you gonna do?
Well, I guess we can at least say like this area probably doesn't have anything, so we could try to circle back around the opposite way we came and see if we find anything then. Unless, of course, the mine is the great tree, in which case we've been avoiding it this whole time.
No, the tree is a tree.
I mean, it is on the far right, so if... I'm only pointing this out because Lesson specifically put the pin on one end of a river, so maybe the pins aren't the whole tile. I don't know.
We could also go towards the river tomorrow and clear this area out too. These 2 hexes.
Remember, you also have not a aggressive relationship with the kobolds there.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike the goblins you met, which attacked you.
That is true. Maybe they might know.
Kobold!
So I guess we'll rest for the day because we did our exploration, and we'll walk to the kobolds tomorrow.
Yep.
Right. So I'll go ahead and make my watch roll. Boop. 15.
Yeah, between the two of yeah, well, you're gonna have to eat rations. Oh, you're using advantage. Yeah. You what you get. Actually, you've actually managed to get a boar, hunt down a boar. So you're gonna get some good meat out of that. So you no longer have the temporary hit points. You will have advantage on your Constitution saves for the next day. Constitution saves and checks.
Okay. In that case, next day comes. Let's go ahead and march over to the kobolds.
Yeah, you go over to where the kobolds are. The patch where the lunar radishes are, where it's cleared. It was described to you that these plants were one of the reasons why they were so hard to get was that they're essentially magical, and they are tied to the passage of the two moons, one of the two moons of Earth. So that's why they can appear in winter when they're tubers, but still winter is kind of hard for any plant to be in. And second, why they're hard to get. You don't get them in the right time frame, they just disappear. And also probably where they have perhaps some kind of mystical, magical ability. So you see the great tree in the distance, right, in the rolling hills. And you still see some sort of tents in front of the tree, on one side of the tree, and some small figures milling about. And this you hear the yip, 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 yip.
I do in fact speak Draconic.
Yeah, you do recognize what can only be described as corrupted form of Draconic, right? Mm-hmm. That these creatures speak. So between the yipping seems to be more of it's like somebody using like hand signals, right? You're speaking with their hands, like I do. So to accentuate their Draconic. So between the yips, it's where you actually hear actual Draconic being spoken. And you hear one figure sort of bossing around another. It's like, we have to do this. You have to drill. And you hear that they're actually drilling. And you see them sort of standing in line with their little wooden boards and their weapons. It's like, and doing things. And that's like, we have to retake our land, blah, blah, blah. And that's what you hear, right? Mm-hmm. And you see a couple of scouts that look and like one of them shouts like, Turtle Man coming. Tell Chief Suskel, Turtle Man's coming. Because they recognize Gar from a distance,
yeah, the only one came out from inside the tree.
Yeah.
All right. And I will go ahead and call out Kicks the Shield and Gar and Halpert are arriving in Draconic.
And you see an older kobold with sort of dark scales. And he has a staff of leaning into it. And he walks over with all the four to five kobolds wearing their shields and their spears. And like their armor is clearly made out of either wood or rough leather, whatever they can pick up and make. And their spears are basically sharpened sticks, right? I mean, deadly enough if they hit you in the right space, but not necessarily very sophisticated weapons, but well kept nonetheless. And for creatures of this type, they actually seem to keep some sort of order, right? They're not disorganized as you would think.
Right. They're kobolds. They're not unintelligent. They're lazy.
Yeah, and so they come. It's like, and he looks at the Turtle Man, and he says in broken common, Turtle Man, you come back for more radishes? Radishes are gone.
No, I didn't come back for any more radishes.
You came back for the dead? Spiders got them.
No, didn't come back for the dead.
So, what are you doing here in the lands of the great clan of the great black scale?
Don't remember what scale is. Cool. Just got turned around looking for a mine.
Right. We're here to talk, have a good conversation, and ask if you happen to have heard of an old dwarven mine in the area around your tree.
Yeah. Suskel is the name of the tribe. And
no, I prefer that he doesn't know.
Yeah, I forgot basically.
He makes it up every time we meet him.
Yeah, Suskel. He looked not for the first time when you talk, and because they've been focusing on this, they look everyone's like you're like, oh, yip, yip. And they kind of look you up, like the camera pans out from your feet up. Was like,
yeah. At this point, I just would invoke folk hero. They've heard of me. The dragon, like them, who's a hero and is really cool. It's
more like you're a dragon, more like that. You're exactly. Draconic, and it's like, and one of the Suskel sort of like, oh, wow. And they start talking in Draconic, like, wow, but he's like a dragon, but it's not a dragon. I mean, they just have wings. It's like, yes, but he kind of, and they have this discussion about what exactly you are. And if you let them, they'll go for 4 or 5 minutes just having this seemingly erudite discussion about exactly what the fuck you are. What are you gonna do? Let them ramble, or are you gonna?
You know what? I'll let them ramble, and Kix will even kind of casually let them ramble. Like, yes. Oh yeah, there's a fire over here. We could get a little food going. And he'll just casually ignite the fire with his breath.
When you do that, everybody's like, oh. And someone that starts actually trying to bow at you, and Suzuki's like sort of just pops one in the back of the head, like, all right, I am the chief of Clan Suzuki, not the great bipedal dragon. Never mind.
Kicks the shield, if you would.
Kicks the shield, dragon. Yes. What can we help you, almighty fire breath?
Well, all I'm looking for is an old dwarven mine or settlement around here. I figure since you've been in the area the most, perhaps you could tell us if you happen to know where it might be.
Roll a persuasion. You have advantage on that one.
Okay. I'm not great at that either. I'm not great at a lot of things, but I rolled 15. Yeah, there we go.
And you see, Suzuki it's kind of trying to thinking, and it's like, oh yeah, secret interest to the back. It's like Suzuki looks at him like, and they're talking Draconic, right?
Right.
Is that the one with the pad?
Yeah. And he goes like, sorry, wasn't I supposed to? I mean, he's like speech by. It's fine. Yes. Well, if you're talking about a mine, there's one that connects to our lair. We have a way to get back, but the problem with that is, and I must warn you, because last time, and he points at Total Man went with some other people.
Mm-hmm.
3 went in, and only 1 came out. Total Man. So there's spiders in there. Now you probably kill a couple of them. Once you got a couple of them of it dead and actually ate them. Yeah,
right.
The legs are good, but the rest are still there. So yeah, if you're looking for money, there's a way. Down. Yeah, there's a way to get down there. There's a back way. We can show you if our lair would be clear up to spiders, which there has to be less unless they multiply. In which case,
that is of course a fair trade. I understand. I had something on my mind and I suddenly forgot it.
And you see the man with the clay tablet going like, is there any reason why you are going to the mine specifically?
Well, if I'll be honest, one of the forges in town is interested in reopening the mine.
Oh. Well, and then you hear somebody from the back go like, wait a minute. And he points at Halpern and just puts a finger right in front of your face like, you're and he says iconic, you're a gnome. And everybody sort of looks at it like,
and I'll look over to Halpern to go, wait, you are?
Man, today is a day of just shouting out apt descriptions. We're outside. You're a gnome.
And then Suzuki was like, gnomes are not permitted in our lands. And he said, by ancient tradition, that enemies of Kurtulak are now be entered in lands. Unless the gnome is about to apologize for the great sin against our great god.
It sounds like you ought to apologize, Halpert.
Why?
Yeah, why?
Lean in at Halpert and go, just do it so we can avoid all of this.
Don't bend the knee.
Grovel even.
But what am I apologizing for?
They're talking Draconic. Unless you know Draconic, you only
want you to apologize for the terrible things your god and people have done to them, apparently.
My people. You're making a huge mistake. I'm actually just a really short giant.
This is our baby.
They don't.
The chief speaks English. Like, the chief speaks common.
Can I roll persuasion?
Deliberately, he's talking in Draconic for this. So like,
right. But I hear Kix though. Kix is speaking in common to Halbert.
Yeah.
And the chief understands common. So
I'm not a gnome. I'm just a really short giant.
No. And you start hearing them going like, yep.
Just a really short giant.
And but they're saying in Dragon, no, and they're getting angrier and angrier. No.
Come on, I don't even get a persuasion check.
It's nothing.
Not even a disadvantage persuasion check.
No,
you can't overcome the racial bias. Come on, is this the day and age to not try to overcome racial bias?
What are you gonna say other than you're a small giant? You gotta say something a little more imaginative that goes into it.
I'm a giant with dwarfism.
And more kobolds start going like and getting their.
I was cursed with dwarfism by a goblin shaman.
Oh man, they hate goblins and they hate dwarves too. Oh, you're really playing to all their. Oh, we hated you when you were
They're definitely
a
not
gnome.
buying a single bit of this.
No.
I will go ahead and reach down to Halpert and literally lift him up with one hand and hold him up high off the ground. I'll go, this little thing is with me for right now. And if you'd be so willing, I'll be the first one to throw him to the spiders. I've been meaning to for some time.
They look at each other. They stop saying no. They're like,
yeah.
But
for the time being, we do have a matter to discuss with this mine. So I can guarantee that when we're done here, this little guy will never come back to bother you ever again. So on my word.
So there.
You know, I gotta say, if we ever need money, I think we can weaponize their own hatred into a real rad musical. Because the way they're all monotoning, all monotoning gnome, but it sounds like yip in a real short. We could add some other vocals to that. We can bring people out.
Like, you saw them drilling. That wasn't a drill. They were practicing for the musical.
Well, they were all ready for it. I mean, they all know exactly what to do when a gnome shows up. So we put a gnome in them, a gnome out there, and people that don't speak Draconic, they won't know what they're saying. So we have this real cool underlying bass of yip, 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 sung by a whole tribe of kobolds. And then we just add some common vocals to that, and we get ourselves an orchestra, a whole vocal orchestra we can charge for.
All right.
Roll
but at this
persuasion.
point...
Yeah. With advantage still.
Yeah.
Because how you're manhandling the gnome. They actually like that.
I'll go ahead and roll a persuasion. 15 with advantage. There we go.
Suska raises his hand and goes, the bringer of fire has spoken. He will keep this vile creature in hand and feed it to the spiders. It will never hunt us again. He will save us from the spider threat. All hail the fire breath. And they'll say, all hail the fire breath.
And of course,
they part.
Is soaking it up.
Yeah.
It's a good thing that neither of us understand what's being said.
Right.
So this is all in your head as far as you're concerned.
And they actually stand aside like they do roast. Like it's almost like the medal ceremony in at the end of Star Wars is standing there.
So Halbert is Chewbacca, is what I'm understanding.
Because I don't get a medal.
Well, that nobody wants you around, evidently.
But you know what? I'm going to ride this high. My ego is as big as it could possibly be right now, so I am the hero who will save them from the spiders. I'm going to march straight to the cave. Come on, Gar.
I also
the spiders.
Love the irony that I can't understand it, but you're being called the fire or whatever, and this is the location that I killed 2 party members with fire, so...
Yeah.
And
of course, I'm carrying the gnome with me.
You can see that
you're carrying the gnome after hearing that shit.
And you hear that again. The way the tents are set up. I mean, they're crude, but they are well organized. You can see the bigger tent probably belongs to the chief, and their smaller ones. Yeah, they're pretty organized. Right? They even have a little fences between them as well, so that everybody knows where each side is at.
Oh, very nice.
So let's put you in the kobold layer map.
Back down to the caves. The Cave of Wonder.
Our dead bodies are still here.
Well, some of your dead bodies. Hey, I don't even need a new token.
I'm going to loot the bodies.
You can't, I already did.
Damn.
What do you think I got 3 or 4 bag packs from? I didn't just buy that shit.
Fair point. Fair point.
So yeah, I looted their bodies and left them here. What do they do? Drag them out and get killed by spiders in the process?
Right.
You added a second Gar anyway.
Yeah, no, I erased yours. So
well, you added a second owl. Now we have twice the owl.
Okay, just get rid of one of these owls.
An owl for each eye.
And get rid of yeah. Okay.
There we go.
Well,
so yeah,
that's where I was.
Let's put these people who are
You know, be here to them kicks. We can get the fuck out of my space.
In a layer in which they can be. Well,
Question: Where am? Yeah, I'm here. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm in front, and I have
Worked well for you last time.
adjacent to me.
It's exactly how we started off last time.
Yup.
and yeah, you hear at the bottom of this, because you see a light coming. It's midday, so it's well lit in here. Somewhere around here, you hear the chittering, a familiar chittering of spiders.
In our defense, though, this time we're level 2, and there's half as many spiders. Same number of players.
Let me see. I wrote this down in player notes, I believe. I am going to go ahead and push an antitoxin into Halpert's hands and then drink the other one.
I guess I'm going to drink an antitoxin.
I guess mocking Griffin so much about his last character's death has earned me his spite.
Okay. I'm gonna remind you before I make the call antitoxin that because you ate well this morning, you have advantage on Constitution checks and saving throws, which include poison and disease.
Oh, in that case, then it's superfluous, then, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't want
so
you to
I'll
waste
just
it.
put the 2 antitoxins back in.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, so we're good on saves. We're all ready. I'm putting kicks down and putting Halpert down, and then moving my shield in front of him and going, "I have you."
I do like that before this place was infested with spiders, somebody thought this would be a good place to store hay.
I mean, I think that's actually just bedding.
I think that's hay. Because you see the sheet that's over top of it?
On hay.
No, it's the sheet goes up and to the side, which means it's a stack. It's not level. It's got the coloration on it. The coloration is fading darkness, which means it's light that's being put on it. Which means
I guess this
fades.
guy over here is bedded down like I would be. You know, just wrap yourself up in blankets.
Well, he is one of your characters. That's literally got him. Well, except for the fact that he's apparently, 5, 10, 15 feet long. Otherwise, he is.
Oh, yeah, they just called a giant, didn't they? Oh, Kix is on top of things today.
Apparently, that must be Halperd's father-in-law.
Right.
Initiative for everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, this is going just like last time.
So, Kix, what are you going to do?
Well, this time I actually have initiative. I'm going to step up so that I get targeted first, and I'm going to take a dodge action. They will have disadvantage to attack me.
Yeah, they can only reach you with double movement there. Or can they?
So there's going to be a lot of engagement. Last time they charged all the way across in a single turn, so...
Yeah.
But now we've learned more about Church.
No, actually, no. They can actually... they don't reach you. They will reach you, but yeah, they can actually go up to here because they can move 40. So yeah, they don't have a problem with it.
I'm going to use green for guard. There we go.
Is there multi-legged creatures?
Yep.
Halpert. Halpert
Halbert is taking a shot.
Take the shot.
Take the shot. Ooh.
Yeah, that's it. Basically, your bolt gets tangled over in these webs.
All right, and then I'm going to take the hide action.
Okay. Roll your stealth, please.
Let's see it.
$18.
Yeah. So it's the spider's turn, and like it did before, they're gonna move up, but they cannot attack.
Okay. Perfect.
Gar, your turn.
Well, I'm living in a repeat, so why don't we do the last thing I did? Acid Splash.
Okay. So dexterity saves at first. Yeah. And the second.
Yep.
Also, yeah. Yeah.
Same thing that happened to the first round last time.
You burn some of the webbing around, but nothing to it.
Oh,
Kicks.
and the owl. Sorry. I did forget the last time, too. The owl flies up, gives advantage on this one on the top, and then flies back.
Okay.
I will go ahead and start off with Fire Breath. They are both going to go on fire.
Okay.
For 3 damage if they fail. I will also be declaring I'm using my action surge.
One got 3 points, and the other one got 1 point.
All right, and then to the one that I have advantage against, I will go ahead and slash my sword.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, 21 is pretty good, and that's going to be for 5 damage.
Oh, yeah.
Give him a bop.
The fine tradition of not needing the advantage I've given you.
That's true.
Halpert, you're hidden. What are you going to do?
I'm going to take that shot. This in here.
Okay. You have advantage. See if a 14 hits. It does.
Oh, thank goodness.
10 points of damage. Yeah, you really scuffed this spider right here.
And then I'm gonna hide again.
Okay.
I don't know. If there's one thing I remember is that these guys have a ton of hit points.
2 attacks with bite. First attack. That's a miss. Second attack. I believe that's also a miss. Ooh, my stomach. Gar, your turn.
Give it a 18 AC, right?
Yeah.
I was talking to...
I know, but
Okay. I don't even know if is he gone?
Are you gone? No, there you go.
Oh, okay.
So
He's there. He's just not talking. Got it. Okay, cool.
X.
I'm sorry, what now?
Me?
No, I was asking Griff what his AC was.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's 18.
As I said 18, right? And nothing. But since I had my own sheet up, I couldn't tell if you were gone or not. A good 2 minutes
Sorry,
of...
I just typed
This
out a
one
whole
missed.
paragraph.
This one got hit. So this one is
Nice.
you see that kicks. You see that the one right in front of you, it's really, really hurt.
And then,
What
of
are you
course,
gonna
the flyby against the one on the top to give advantage. The next
And I
step.
will attempt to slay it. With advantage, we have 19.
Oh yeah, that's a hit.
For another
Ooh.
10.
Oh yeah. This time around, you hit it, and it just turns around into the back legs and goes like.
Mhm.
So it's dead.
But we all know you only needed a 14, which means still an unnecessary advantage.
Halpert, your turn.
All right, I'm going to.
Did you make your stealth check? Yes, you did. Okay.
I'm going to take the short bow shot. This one, obviously, 20 hits for 6,
Nice.
and then hide again.
Where are you gonna move? You have to move and hide. You can just hide in place.
I'll move here.
So wasn't he behind a bunch of webbing where he was?
Yeah, but the thing is, the rule is once you fire, enemies know where you're at. Because the explanation is they can actually see where you're firing from. So you reveal yourself. There's a feat that allows you that if you miss, they don't know where you are. But if you hit, they will know where you are.
And
Yeah,
of course, as a rogue,
that's
you
also-
can bonus action and hide.
Yeah.
I say that feat, though, is also gambling on yourself to fail.
Yeah.
I'm going to take
Yeah.
this feat knowing that I'm going to miss all the time.
And
Well,
the
I
spider-
mean, to be fair,
Come on, Spider.
To be fair, power fantasy, who wants to bet on themselves failing?
Oh,
Hey, an actual hit.
yeah. For 2 piercing and 6 poison. DC's 11. Taking damage on the save fails. You take only the poison damage. If you fail, you did not fail. You only take 2 points of damage.
Yeah. This is much different this time just because they are terribly unlucky this time. Last time
Also-
was double crits.
Also, I don't think last time you had advantage on this, so...
That's also true.
Gar, your turn.
I think you also had a considerably less Constitution save.
Yeah, I got a +5 now.
This time I will... Ray of Frost.
Okay. That's a hit.
For 7 damage.
You see some of its legs start freezing up.
And if it's still alive, fly by advantage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Kix, your turn. You have advantage against the partly frozen spider.
Wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and try to slay it. With a critical for what it's worth.
Oh, yeah.
Advantage paid off for 14 damage.
I mean, once a combat, it has to, right?
Yeah.
How do you kill it? Because it's better than disco.
Oh, yeah. Well, in this case, the sword will probably come down. I will go ahead and swing it down horizontally and slice off the front of its head.
Yeah. Its head rolls up and it's, yellowish ichor.
Mm-hmm.
And the body sort of shrivels from the cold. So the spiders are dead. At least these ones are anyway.
And we are victorious.
For the second time.
Yeah, you realize, like you said, there's some bedding here. In fact, there's a lot of the stuff that you see remnants of stuff that should have been, the where the kobolds live, but it's being either covered with webbing or wrapped it up. In fact, you find a couple of bodies here. The reason why this is so big is not just one body; it's several bodies, and they're all desiccated. There's several kobolds that are there. They're just, between the webbing, you can see they're basically skeletons.
Oh gosh, this is the worst possible outcome. The spiders are doing interpretive archaeology and mixing skeletons together.
And you, I believe you see this trap door here.
Oh yeah, it's right over there. Well then, I suppose like our friends outside said, that ought to lead to the mine. Do you think we ought to take a peek?
I'm sorry, were we not here to go to the mine?
It's true, we do have to clear it out.
Okay.
But perhaps we'll go back and speak with our friends real quick, and then come back in a few minutes.
Look, we don't have to go back to get cheered at every time, okay? We can just do our jobs and continue on. Also, they don't want to see our friend.
But I succeeded, and they have to know how great I am.
They don't. They don't want to see our Halbert here again either. So how about we just continue on?
What was that?
What?
They don't want to see me?
They were angry to see you. Don't you not remember that?
Well, I thought that was just all of us. That was just the situation there. I thought they were sick of his bragging.
Kix doesn't pick me up when everyone's mad at us. Pick picks you up when they're mad at you.
I suppose it doesn't matter what village you go to, Halpert, you just can't catch a break.
Well, not as long as you're tagging along, no.
Ah, yes, of course. I'm the iron ball to your chain.
But you're married?
Let me group you guys here so I can copy you in your current state.
Sorry, I was about to drag myself away. I'm glad you said something before you did, because I was going to move myself over to the hatch.
Not here portion of the room.
Yeah, go ahead. You can move to the hatch, yeah.
Well, no, if you're dragging us all together so you can move us, just know that I'm in the room past the hatch, because that's where we're going.
So you're going up to the hatch. I'll go ahead and grumble a little bit, but I will go to the hatch.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't need any more of your self-aggrandizing. Keep it in your head, where it belongs.
Well, let's see if this actually works.
Let me double check.
I see nothing.
No dynamic lighting.
You should be seeing something.
Nope.
You see nothing? Ooh.
Do you have dark vision?
My owl does, and I see through my owl in situations like this. You know, the whole familiar sits on your shoulder, and you watch everything through the owl's eyes. I say the whole because I'm sure you, as a seasoned veteran, have had that happen or done that before. That's the whole point of having a familiar with good perception. Or being a pirate.
Yep.
That's right.
I just like the casting spells through them.
I'm not a big fan of that. I'm big more of the advantage thing, as you can see, despite it never working. Also, I can see the owl now, nothing around it. I'm assuming you're working on it. Also, saying that, yes, I'm saying that pirates are magic.
Gar, speaking of magic, I don't suppose you have light as a spell, do you?
Light as a spell? Wow, you're talking like a wizard every day. No. Why would I have
to
light
know
as a
what's-
spell? And you don't have to know
Well,
a
because it would
damn
be
thing.
helpful to other people, such as myself.
Well,
because it's
thank
very
God I
dark.
wasn't put on this earth to help you.
Which one?
Sorry, which one, you or which one, Earth?
Which god?
Which one, God?
The one thing that I didn't guess, despite being trained in religion.
You're just like, I know so much. I know there's only this one, and I'm not telling you which one it is.
Well, I mean, I did.
Okay, I was in the wrong page.
But in which case, I suppose I'm going to go ahead and light a torch.
It's funny because I brought it up before, like the very first session, which God I would say, and now for some reason the only thing I have up open on that whole thing is Asarak.
The
wouldn't say Asarak. That's not the name
the
I
owl
would say.
should be seeing stuff right now. Does the owl see anything?
Well, hold on, let me tab back over there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you
can see
control
this
the
very small area.
owl. Okay. So you're
Yeah.
there.
I don't know where I did with it. I had all my Greyhawk notes in one page. I can't. Whatever.
So Kix doesn't see anything because he doesn't have a light unless it has a torch or some sort.
I'm now going to light a torch.
Okay, well, let me give you a torch then.
Thank you.
Should
It
have
comes in
prepared.
my explorer's kit, which also had the mess kit that I used earlier. It's also got rope.
I guess I would say
Our
Dorsane.
favorite.
There's a torch. And let's have it emit light.
Oh, right. I forgot I also have 10 torches. Because somebody that's dead now used to have 10 torches.
Yep.
But I
20
don't need
20
them.
foot bright, 20 foot dim.
20.
I think the thing that
and-
confused me is the fact that the guy who rules the kingdom that I'm from has the same name as a god. And it's very confusing because he's maybe not, but maybe he is that god.
And let me give you control to all players so that it's me. So anybody can move the torch. But so you can now move the torch with you.
Okay. I don't see anything yet.
Oh, you don't see anything?
Correct.
Bottom right-hand corner. You don't see anything?
Yep. Bottom right hand corner, don't see anything.
It should be emitting.
I mean, I
It's
see the
light.
torch.
I might not have dynamic lighting on my token.
I don't see anything emitted from the torch though.
Oh,
I
okay.
just moved the torch down somewhere, and light did
It
not
doesn't.
move with it.
Okay, so it says token emits light 20 feet. So what do I have to do to save settings? Nope, it's not emitting yet. Correct.
Here, let me move my. I moved my owl down.
Yeah.
I moved this here. Yeah, light's not emitting from the torch. Because if I move the torch down there, I should be able to see. Oh, okay. I think you fixed it.
Okay. Yeah. I have to tell it that the torch can actually see its own light in order to work.
You can see now, right, Griff?
Yeah.
Let's find out. Yes, I can.
Okay. So you have control of the torch.
Woo!
Yep. There we go.
So now you're technically in your first dungeon of the campaign.
Yeah. Dungeon dive. Dungeon dive.
Well,
Now we need a dragon.
technically, we're in our first mine.
This is of course the hatch up, correct?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was a table.
No, that's a hatch. Yeah. There's a little hatch latches in the bottom. Yeah.
All right. So it looks like we have 2 ways to go. I'm going to opt this way.
Cool.
Okay.
See you later.
Boop-a-doop. Okay, I could move both these together. Well, come on.
Yes.
Just walk away from me.
I don't think when we're standing still and you're walking means that we're walking away. I don't walk. The earth just bounces underneath me.
And I'm going to ask. I believe this is probably a door, isn't it?
It's whatever you see here, you see.
Okay. What is this area? What is this room?
It seems to be empty. Just probably
okay.
probably a storage room of some sort.
Okay.
Abandoned now. Yeah.
So I will walk back and go. Okay, maybe you were right, Gar. Doot. Going down the hallway. And is this hallway also a dead end?
No, you should be seeing something right in front of you.
To me, it's a dead end.
Yeah.
I see.
Whoop.
Yeah, right there is nothing. It's just a wall.
Okay, let me. Yeah. Let me.
Yep.
I believe. There. Da. There's a door in front of you.
Hey, there it goes. Okay, so yeah, door right here.